John from the UK writes, "What's up, AMC Movie Talkers? My question is in regard to one of geekdom's most beloved saints, Joss Whedon. In an episode a while back when comparing Joss to Chris Nolan, that prior to the Avengers, he had only one film directing credit in the brilliant but financial bomb in Serenity. My question is, how or why do you think Joss got the job to direct the Avengers? He undeniably did an amazing job, but what made Marvel/Disney and Kevin Feige put their fate in a man who had no real film success, and biggest success were cult television shows? I know he's a massive fan of comics, but I don't think Marvel would hire a guy based on that alone. Campea, bring on the filthy, and Schnepp, if you're in, bring on the flavor."
Well, Schnepp is in, and I want him adding none of his flavor to anything I've got. I don't know what the innuendo there was, but here's the thing. It's a great question, because when Joss Whedon, who we're all fans of,
yes.
When Whedon's name first came up for Avengers, I wasn't super excited about it. I kind of thought at the time that Favreau or a dude who directed Thor, Kenneth Branagh, should have directed it. But I was okay with Whedon's name, but I wasn't super excited. But here's where it makes sense. It's not about whether he made a hit film. It's about whether he made a great film. He made Serenity, and Serenity is a great sci-fi film. I put it in my top 10 sci-fi films of the past decade. I really do. I think it's that good. I think he did a marvelous job with it. Now, when you get a property like Avengers, Disney is sitting back and Kevin Feige are sitting back, and they say to themselves, okay, we know we're going to get a big audience to this movie regardless. The question now is, how big of an audience can we get? So we don't need to worry about getting the initial big audience in. Now, if you were, let's say Marvel was starting off by making a movie about, I don't know, Tupi the Wonder Gnome, okay? Tupi the Wonder Gnome is they're doing a movie on him. Nobody in the public's heard of it, whatever. Maybe you want a director with big financial success, whatever, who knows how to get that initial influx of big audiences in there. Maybe then, and maybe you don't go with Joss Whedon. But the Avengers is a different story. The Avengers was going to get a big audience no matter what. So what do? Let's go get a guy who can now make a great movie to get all those people to come back again and again and generate big word of mouth and get those people in. Whedon is an excellent storyteller. He's proven that on television. He proved it with Serenity. He's got a really good following. He's got a comic book writing background. So it was just a great fit. It was a perfect storm of circumstances that allowed Whedon to come in there and take the Avengers to the next level. And so, no, Disney wasn't thinking about what director made the biggest hits, because that's not necessarily the best director, a.k.a. Michael Bay, that we just talked about makes big, huge hits, but he would have been terrible to direct the Avengers. So I think that's why it worked out the way it was. They knew they were going to get big numbers. Now they just want to make the best movie they could to exponentially grow those numbers. Schnepp?
And also, Joss Whedon is a team player, as in he
very much
is great with teams. Serenity, a group of people all interacting. Whole bunch of different strong characters. Buffy, Angel, all of the things that he's done. Even the movies that he's written, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien 4, a group of people all is set into a situation. So he was the ideal choice to write the Avengers. Right off the bat, when I heard he was writing and directing, I was super happy because I knew he could handle all these different characters who all had their individual movies and weave them together into an amazing film. So, I mean, the film itself, he did a great job directing it as well, but I'm really happy with the way he wrote all of the characters and took. And you can tell he loves those characters as well. He intimately knows Marvel and DC characters, and it shows in the film. So,
Dennis?
Yeah, there's several things. Kevin Feige was kind of asked this question before, and he mentioned that him and Joss actually have known each other for many years.
That's true, yeah.
And that they had always wanted to work together. Probably didn't guess that it was going to be something this big as their first collaboration. But also he mentioned that what Marvel does, Marvel takes calculated risks. They take on directors or actors that are kind of like on the cusp, or like a Robert Downey Jr. He wasn't big at that time, and they decided to take a chance. Jon Favreau, if people don't remember, before Iron Man, he was a good director. He'd done Elf and a few other things, but he wasn't a big name until
not
after
as a director.
Iron Man.
No, yeah.
So they like taking those risks, and when you look at Joss Whedon, it's not that big of a risk because he has talent.
Yeah.
He has talent. If you've watched any of like Buffy, Serenity, Angel, some of the best episodes are written by him and directed by him.
And announcing his name excited the core of
Yes.
fans, and that was a pretty big coup too. Chris Lee?
One of the things I liked, and I know you've mentioned it before, is you and I got to go to a Q&A where Joss spoke. And I've met
That was
Kevin
great.
Feige now and have talked to him. And the one thing that I see about the two of them is they're so passionate about what they do and truly love this. And I agree with the Joss Whedon's a team player, because during that Q&A, he told us about the first script and that it was very waspy. And obviously we saw the Avengers and there was no wasp.
No wasp.
So he's able to not only have this amazing vision and passion for what he does, but he's also the ability to change for what's needed for the film.
Yeah.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.